brother. We are live. Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Metrics and Mayhem, there's potential for fireworks inside of the building down here in beautiful West Deptford Studios. But before we get into any of that, please let me take the time to welcome all of our viewers. Introduce myself. My name is Earl Phillips, the Metrics of the equation, and my interrupting cow partner over here in crime every week. 11th in a row. And by the way, you left your pen here last week. I left that out for you. So there's that. Already a positive start to the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayhem, Dominic Milk, you are the third. How are you, my man?
Let me tell you something. This is what I'm going to do tonight. You see that? I'm going to eat that W. I'm going to eat that W. Let's go ahead here and eat a W.
All right, so we ate a W, and I think you're talking about your recent victory this week in the Donato's Pizzeria League. Is correct?
Squeaked one out.
Squeaked one out.
But you know what? All great champions win close games and stinkers every once in a while.
They do, and with the Stinkos...
Much respect, though. Much respect to Mrs. Phillips.
Yeah, Miss Phillips put up a good little fight there. It came down to a little Kenyon Drake, Theo Riddick battle.
Yeah.
Which
Don't snooze on Kenyon Drake. I had him for a week.
Some teams did.
But he gone now.
And that's what you call a positive investment right there.
Yep.
Pick them up, ship them out, and then bring in some talent, which will...
I'm a talent evaluator.
Is that right?
That's why I'm 10-2 and other teams are 6-6. I'm the talent evaluator.
Any teams you like to cite at 6-6?
We'll get into that at the end of the show.
Oh, a little teaser right there. But we are very happy to be broadcasting here from our studios in beautiful West Deptford, New Jersey, on episode 11.
Eat that W.
Did I just say episode 11?
Episode 11.
It's a little cold down here, don't you think?
Oh.
It's a little cold down here?
Oh.
Hold on, what episode was that, Dom? Because I see you got your Algie Crumpler jersey on here, but I think the Metrics might take the cake on this one.
See, we didn't plan this.
We did not plan
at
this
all.
One bit, but episode 11.
Wow.
And there's only one 11 that we can talk about in this house. I get Carson's great, but this is a house of the New England Patriots 11, Mr. Drew Bledsoe.
Okay, so for the fans out there, this is the jersey I typically wear to our fantasy football draft.
Yes.
There's a lot of history behind this Algie Crumpler jersey, and Algie Crumpler's manhood.
Yes.
His
reproductive organ. Had a little dialogue about that one night.
And you wear that one. Now, I didn't tell you I was going to wear this, and you didn't tell me I was going to wear that.
This is why it works.
It's
a beautiful thing.
Just get it going.
Let's eat
that W.
This is the start of Fuego, as they say in Madrid. But we are here live, episode 11.
Look like you shoplifted that one out of China.
Well, we might get into something with China as well.
Okay.
Do you know I wore this? This was the jersey my parents bought, and I see my mom has joined in.
What up, Mama?
But this was 1998 right here, when I was a nice slim 3 beans as a sophomore in high school.
That's the greatest thing about that jersey. No matter how old you get, it's going to fit you.
It's going to wear.
So you have jerseys that are getting looser and looser as you get older.
Yes.
Mine are getting tighter and tighter. I mean, this Algie Crumpler jersey, it is bumping right now.
That's one of the benefits of my jerseys. I mean, my Jeremiah Trotter jersey is never going to go out of style. My Asante Samuel jersey, I mean, they're historic relics.
They are.
And they're draped over top of me as I've lost a little bit, which is good. Just completed a whole 30. Another one, Tom. It's my third whole 30.
Yeah, it's your third whole 30. How many pounds you lose this time?
About 17.
17 pounds. How many are you going to put on the next week?
It depends where the night goes.
Okay.
I mean, if we get into the dialogue, I could put it all back on tonight. I'm not quite sure.
Fair enough.
But that said, still not a bad groove. We're going to stick with it. And, it's been a pretty positive change, man. So, all's well there. And how about new and exciting year, Rob? How's the missus? How's the baby coming along? What do we got?
Missus is good.
Yeah.
She's sleeping a lot. Baby belly's growing, man.
Already she's showing,
belly's growing.
That's awesome. How many weeks?
I have no idea.
No idea. Attaboy.
I have no idea.
Stay tuned on that one.
Somewhere around 4 months.
Somewhere between 10 and 30, you know?
Yeah, somewhere between 1 and 40.
Yeah.
Between conception and birth.
That's right.
It's somewhere in there. I have no idea.
Yeah, all right.
I'll know how old the baby is when it comes out.
I understand that very much. That'll be one day, and then we'll keep counting from there. But that said, all's well on our end, and why don't we get this bad boy
Let's
rolling?
get this rolling. I got a lot of things on my mind tonight that I want to get out to the people.
Well, to the people, if you'd like to
To
start out
Tim
with
White, to John Hoban, to Dave Moscow,
that's all.
to Nate Sexton, to Monica Phillips, and fuck those other two.
Well, speaking of the other two, sounds like you got something to say with everybody with the last name of Liano.
The whole family.
The whole family, the whole crew.
Bunch of stooges, except for Mama Leon.
Mama Liano's the truth. How about
Kim's
that,
okay.
Kim? Yeah,
Kim's
Kim.
okay.
That's right.
Kim's good. Kim's good people.
The rest, though, we might have to bring under further review. Anything you'd like to bring up on that point right there with the
We'll
last
wait
name
to the
Liano?
end.
You're going to wait to the end on that.
End. Let's
so,
start the end.
all Lianos that are tuned in, please stay tuned. It sounds like the Mayhem might have a little bit of dialogue for you. But why don't we get started with I guess we'll get this out of the way first.
Yeah.
Important to start out with the unfortunate passing situation of Roy Halladay this week. We found out a plane crash. And I was listening today. I didn't see it yet, but I heard that there was some video out of some people who were far away. But did you see it?
I saw the video.
Yeah,
and my first reaction was like, "How do you not jump in the water?" That's what I would have done.
I didn't see it. Yeah.
All right. So what happened was the guys who saw the plane go down, they are in their boat and they run out to the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Now they circled the plane to see if they see anything, and they say I didn't see it very well in the video because it's hard to see, but they say that's a shirt. Now I'm assuming that's Roy Halladay.
You said that's a shirt.
A shirt.
Okay.
Now I'm assuming that's Roy Halladay. If it's actually a shirt, it could have been anything. But if it is Roy Halladay, and if it's anybody,
yeah,
and you see a person's shirt, I'm jumping in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I'm jumping in, and I'm going. I'm not filming. I'm not recording. I'm jumping in and I'm going for it.
Yeah.
That was my first reaction. How are those people not going to jump in? I mean, it most likely would never made a difference.
Right.
But still.
But the initial reaction nowadays is when we see something happening, it's let me capture it, not let me help.
Let me capture it.
Right.
Yeah.
You see that everywhere. I mean, even where I'm employed at, if there a fight breaks out or something like that, it's not how can we jump in and stop it. It's let me get this captured so that I can throw it up on YouTube somewhere or anything like that. But yeah, terrible situation to the Phillies fans out there. I was not particularly following baseball during that stretch, which was probably the worst time for me not to be following baseball.
Probably, especially being a Philadelphia Phillies fan. Now, I'm a secondary Philadelphia Phillies fan. I'm also a Red Sox fan.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that. Born and raised in Philly, though, I have Philadelphia tattooed on my body.
Mm-hmm.
I never will root against the Phillies unless they're playing the Red Sox, and even then, it kind of stinks. But I'm just a Red Sox guy.
Yeah.
But watching Roy Halladay play for those years, the guy was unreal, and Toronto got him in his prime. Philly got him at the tail end of his prime, and he was just such a treat to watch and to see him prepare and how he was just one of those once in a generation talents.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks. I mean, there's a lot of people who have passed away recently.
Yeah.
A lot of athletes who have passed away recently. Some playing, some not. Some retired, some old, some young. But when you hear of a guy like Roy Halladay, he goes, and you're like, God, Jesus.
Yeah, 40,
Really?
right? 40 years?
Yeah.
It was? Yeah. No, it's terrible. And I like hearing, everybody, it's a shame because we only do this when people pass. Like, you hear about the great stories and, the kind of human that they they had Jason Stark on Missinelli's show today, and Brad Lidge was on. I think Stark was on a couple days ago. But they just talk about the kind of person that he was and all that. Yeah, it's all great stuff. So it got me thinking. I wanted to bring up to you. I know we've kind of had this dialogue before about, what the role of the athlete is in the world and realizing whether or not you're a role model. My buddy John Hoban, who's on here, when we were younger, we would we play wiffle ball out in front of my house. And before we would have wiffle ball, we would have a draft. And we would draft our lineup, all of our favorite players and all that. And it kind of got me thinking right now, just to get back into that kid head for a second. Maybe if you were a kid right now, if you were in your teens and you were looking to a professional athlete right now, all the stuff I hear about Roy Halladay is something that I would want to follow. But who are some people that maybe come out to you, maybe in different sports, just people that if you think you were a teenager now, somebody that you would look up to? Even though we've already gone through athletes aren't role models, which I appreciate that. But as a teenager, where would your eyes be right now?
It's such a weird it's a weird question to ask because social media plays such a prevalent role today. So we get to see athletes and their personal lives. We get to see their flaws up in front all day, every day. So they're exposed more than they've ever been. So I can understand how reserved that they want to be. And they don't want to talk to anybody because they're essentially on a stage all the time.
Yep.
But back when we were kids, that wasn't the case. You saw Darren Dalton play, you saw him interact on the field, that was it.
Right.
So like, oh, that guy's a good guy.
You didn't know about Lenny Dykstra's other side.
You didn't know about Lenny Dykstra probably doing lines of coke off strippers'
right.
buttholes. And you just didn't know about it.
You just know he went 3 for 4 with a
You
stolen
just
base.
know he went 3 for 4 with stolen base, and he had a big old wad of chew in his mouth while doing it. So, as far as like what athletes to look up to, it's tough. I mean, I don't look up to athletes that way.
Even growing up when you were a kid, you didn't necessarily look up to athletes that way.
You want to emulate what they do. You want to emulate their talent. But I didn't look up to athletes. I didn't go, he's a really good guy. I want to be like that because I don't think you're prepared as a teenager.
Yeah.
To really look at a human being and say like he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a role model,
like,
right?
I think we're more prepared now as adults because we can judge each other. They're essentially our peers now.
Yeah, right.
They're not grown-ups, so we're looking out after. And a lot of these guys, like Tim Tebow's younger than us. Yeah. And I look at Tim Tebow and he's a crappy athlete. I mean, he's a great athlete, so don't get me wrong. But he's a crappy professional.
It's a miraculous turnaround for Tebow.
He's a crappy professional athlete. Let's be honest.
Yeah, right.
But he's a fantastic human being, and he couldn't be more different than me.
Yeah.
But I'm big enough to admit that he's probably a better human being than I am. Who knows? Tim Tebow could have a weird sex dungeon in his basement. I don't know. Like you
never know.
Think so. But I mean, it's such a weird question. Like looking up to an athlete.
What was it about an athlete that maybe you would make that? Like, who did you?
Toughness, like
okay, grit,
like Dawkins, like Brian Dawkins. Like I would say maybe he was one that I looked up to because it didn't matter if that guy was hurt. Like you could see his arm hanging off, and he's just like, I'm going back in.
Okay,
I don't really care. Guys like that, like Schilling, banged up pitching.
Yeah, okay.
Kirk Gibson banged up playing. Like
two bad knees and popping
home runs. Like these guys were gritty and they were tough. I appreciated the gritty guys.
Okay.
Maybe they weren't the most well liked guys. I mean, Schilling is. I don't think I can spend one day with Kurt Schilling.
Yeah, right.
Like he's just a jackass of a human being.
Well, he's put his name in the ring for the Phillies pitch coaching job.
Good luck to you.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, he was gritty as shit.
Yes.
And that's what I loved about him.
And a Philly and a Red Sox, too.
And a Philly and a Red Sox.
So that definitely plays up your alley, too. Yeah, but I can remember being a kid, like even stupid things that would make me like an athlete. I was into baseball when I was younger. I got out of it as a late teen. But it's weird, but somebody comes to mind is Bagwell. I loved Jeff Bagwell because of that stance. He had the coolest batting stance, and I thought that was the coolest thing. Or, like a guy today, we both have an affection for LeBron. I look at somebody like LeBron as, man, if my kids looked up to LeBron, I would think, yeah, what a hero, man. That's great.
He's a good guy. He's a good choice, LeBron.
I look at somebody like Bryce Harper with all the talent in the world, but can't relate to him from the image that he presents.
And that's the thing. I hear Bryce Harper's actually not a bad guy.
Yeah.
But he just presents himself as like a little spoiled prick.
Yeah, right.
And I just can't get behind him.
And that's how we know these guys. Like you said, through social media, everything now is so publicized. I mean, we get as much as we possibly can, and it's a really interesting point to be so involved in their lives. Maybe not as much as they want us to be, but that is the way of the world right now. But still that's the way it is. And Roy Halladay at 40 years old, man.
5 years older than us.
Yeah, that's
just 5 years older.
Every day is a blessing, man. It really is. So. But in any event, rest in peace, Roy Halladay, and to all the Phillies fans out there and to the family.
Pour one out.
You're going to pour one out for Roy, so here we go. And that's decaf coffee.
Man, that starting lineup in heaven is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, not too bad. You do Halladay, you get a little Jose Fernandez as well. He's your two.
Yeah.
Not a bad squad.
It's not a bad squad.
So... but let's move on to a topic that is really near and dear to my heart. Very, very sensitive issue. The Ball family. A little bit of drama.
Big baller brand.
Big baller brand.
Just big balling everywhere.
Now, forgive me. Was it the second son or the third son?
It was the middle son.
The middle son.
The middle son. The one who nobody remembers.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, Lonzo got no, it wasn't Lonzo.
It was not Lonzo Ball.
No, not
LaMelo. It was the other.
It was the Jello. Is that what his name is? I don't even know his name. Like it's.
Well, he's still a great
Ginger
talent.
Ale?
He's a
Ginger
great
Ale
talent.
Ball?
He comes from such a wonderful family. But unfortunately, a little snafu over in China, a little Louis Vuitton, a little purse snatch, a little shoplifting. Turns out might not have the cheese of the Big Baller brand as advertised as LeVar. It might not be in the will. But yeah, a little snafu with the law, Dom, with the Ball family. Any thoughts on this terrible situation for the Ball family?
Let's circle back. They are a good family.
They are a good family.
The as much as you may not like Lamar or LeVar,
LeVar, I don't like Lamar either.
LeVar, like he's a good family man.
He's a good family man.
He's a good family man. He loves his kids. He loves his wife. He puts them first over anything else.
Okay.
Isn't that what you do?
That is what I do. My kids haven't shoplifted yet, but that's another story.
Give it time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
possible.
give it time. They haven't reached the counter yet. So.
Well, they shoplift out of my wallet. Yeah, I take that back. They find my wallet. They
Yeah,
take
but
all
he's a
those.
good family man. Like that's a good family. Everybody screws up. You know, Leangelo. Thank you, John.
Yeah, Leangelo. That's right.
Yeah, Leangelo.
How could I forget that name? Perfect.
D'Angelo.
Yeah, exactly. Russell. Snitch.
He fucked up.
He did.
He fucked up.
Very much so.
He got. Here's the thing. I'm convinced that he got caught up in what the other teammate. There was 4 teammates that were doing it.
Yes,
He got caught up in what they were doing.
but if
And I guarantee you, being the middle kid in that family with, you know, the older brother being on the Lakers,
Yep.
the younger brother going to be the next whatever. He's just trying to fit in. Like I guarantee you,
by shoplifting,
he's trying to fit in with his teammates. You don't get this. You don't get college athletics.
apparently I don't, because the shoplifting part just seems to just get by me. Go ahead.
Well, I guarantee you, it wasn't an idea like let's go shoplift.
Okay.
It wasn't premeditated. Somebody on that team was like, "I'm shoplifting," and then like, what's he gonna do? Say, "No, don't do that. I'm a ball brother. I'll get in trouble." He's like, snitches don't get stitches.
Oh no, this is terrible. When you're
Snitches
innocent,
it was a dumb move. Like I would have just like if I would have saw that, I'd be like, guys, listen, I'm out. I gotta go.
right? I got to go.
But I
exactly.
think he's got middle child syndrome,
Okay.
and he's not gonna do that.
And because Mr. And I don't know if you want to slide, if you unscrew this part, you can
Yeah.
slide that back so the mic doesn't fall. But if you are in the Ball family, your father, for better or for worse, you probably go the other way.
Oh, I got this. I got it.
Oh, you're good? Okay. But the Ball family, your father has single-handedly put you in the limelight all the
No,
time.
he hasn't. He's put his other 2 kids in the limelight.
The family. By
Okay,
him
the
being
family.
up there, he's the patriarch of this family. So that family is now on parole, or not parole. Well, that'll be another thing coming. But they are on public view 24/7, whether they want to be or not.
Yeah.
If you're under that umbrella, now again, if that happens, it's a stupid decision. I agree. And do I think he's a criminal? No, probably a dumb move.
He's a dumb kid.
However, because LeVar has put himself in this position socially, there's going to be a ton of flack for this.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. But my man doesn't need to be shoplifting under the Big Baller label.
Does it? I guarantee you it wasn't him. I guarantee you when this all fizzles out, he was not the one that was shoplifting. It was somebody on the team that did it, and he was just with them, and he didn't snitch. And now he's getting in trouble for everybody because he's a ball brother.
He's a ball brother, and he's not going to be great enough to make the NBA.
Nope. He's going to be playing over in Europe. Maybe.
He's going to be playing in
In
New York.
China.
He's
In
gonna-
China.
And he's going to be advertising the Big Baller brand
He's
out there.
going to be playing. Well, they got a lot of sweatshops out there. They can make that big baller brand for cheap.
Terrible. But a very sad story to hear that the Ball family is struggling. That just tugs at my heartstrings because I'm rooting for that family
I am
so
rooting
hard.
for that
I
family.
know. I mean, we're just a married couple on this, just rooting for the balls. The balls on that guy. But still, nonetheless, a very sad story. And we hope we get to the bottom of this. For all the Laker fans, for all the Ball fans out there.
I'm calling it now. Somebody else on that team with a checkered past
With a checkered past. Okay.
stole something, and he was just with him, and he didn't snitch.
And he's got
So I got respect for
and
that.
he's got no chance of getting any media
Snitches
time
don't
at
get
all.
stitches.
Snitches don't get stitches?
Or snitches do get
was gonna
stitches.
say, you might wanna
No
change that.
stitches don't get no stitches.
All right, well.
Proper English.
Probably is, yeah, absolutely. So my man LeVar has some Judge Judy time on his hands soon enough, for sure, to try to cover up that slop that is the Ball situation right now. And they are tomorrow. They actually go into Washington to rekindle a little fire with Gortat, with the going back with the Ball, with the LeVar Ball tweets. You remember those?
I don't remember this.
Yeah, he was talking about John Wall blanketing Ball. There was a nice little back and forth between.
Oh, they
Gortat
said that
and
John
LeVar.
Wall was going to completely destroy.
And did.
And well,
And did.
John Wall is a seasoned veteran, one of the best point guards in the league. One of the best point guards that that team has probably ever had,
Mm-hmm.
and
Just did what he was supposed to
he
do.
did, and the other guys are rookie.
And tonight, Los Angeles is in Boston right now. Two of the, and I am not a Lonzo Ball fan at all, but I cannot knock his talent. I'm just not a fan. But
I can knock his talent. I don't think he's that talented.
You don't think so?
I think if he wasn't on the Lakers and his father didn't create this gigantic media outlet or media buzz about him, I think he would have been a late first-round pick and he'd be a bench player.
Okay. I think that being misused right now in Los Angeles, I don't necessarily like the game they have him running around, but maybe that's a function of Luke Walton just being a shitbag coach. Not necessarily a believer in my man Luke, rising through fame through all of Steve Kerr's hard
Who
work.
stole more money? Luke
Walton,
Walton,
without a
Luke
doubt,
Walton
the whole.
or Brock Osweiler?
Well,
That's a great question. Brock Osweiler.
No.
Who stole more money?
Without a doubt, it's Luke Walton because Elway renegotiated Brock Osweiler's contract. He signed for $70. Osweiler's like making $4 million now. The contract was all resurfaced.
I'm saying that initial contract.
Oh, the initial? I don't know,
That
man.
initial who stole more money, because Luke Walton made his contract money on that Warriors team that was already a well-oiled machine by Steve Kerr. Like, Luke Walton didn't have to do a damn thing. Luke Walton is basically a tall white Tron Lue.
And do you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but when Kerr wasn't able to coach and Walton would do the interviews for coaching the Golden State Warriors at that point, how can you be Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and look to Luke Walton as your coach? That's a total violation.
I can be Draymond Green looked to anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think he looks to anybody.
You know where Draymond went to school? It's a good one. You should get this. Big Ten, green and white.
Michigan State.
Attaboy.
Hey, I
Michigan
got
State,
one.
Very good.
I was actually going to say that before you even said it.
All right, give me another basketball player from Michigan State. All time. Top 5 all time.
Top 5? Oh, Magic.
Very good, Magic Johnson. Look at you putting the mayhem on the spot with the college. You're such a college guy.
I hate college. I hate college. I think college is stupid.
Yeah.
College is the dumbest thing ever.
He's going to be a parent. I love it. College is stupid.
College is dumb.
Hey, I said it's dumb. That's it. Very nice. You have anything you'd like to bring up here in the opening rant?
No, not really. I think those are the two hot topics of
Those
the
are kind of the
day.
two hot topics. Okay, cool.
I think next week we should definitely come with, like, I personally love the Mount Rushmores. Like, who would you put? Like,
oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, like the Mount Rushmore of coaches who you would like to have sing you a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, like, we talked about that. And I thought that was hysterical.
It's a great one, and I kind of gave you a heads up on this one, and I threw it out on Facebook as well. The Mount Rushmore idea is going to be a part of what we call our Mayhem matchup, which is a competition that we run throughout the podcast. Here, we're going to drop it on you right now.
Yeah, let's announce that right now.
We're going to announce it on it right here. And as we get on a little bit later throughout the show, we're going to reveal the Mayhem's answers. And anybody who matches Dom 4 for 4 on this one, since we're doing the Mount Rushmore, we're going to hook you guys up with a prize pack. We were going to do some gift cards to send those out. We run into a little technical difficulties with those, but I think the Mayhem got that all worked out.
Technology is not keeping up with my brain.
That's correct. We need that to evolve. But we have it worked out, so we got a little prize pack that we're going to send out just for being a listener and a fan of the show. We're going to hook you guys up. But I threw the teaser out that tonight's topic was going to be around professional wrestling.
Yeah, you sprung that on me. I'm like, that's...
And that's all I gave out. I gave it out to the people as well.
So for people who just... Because I see a lot of new faces.
Which is good.
Which is great. This is why we do this, what we're doing.
Yes, love it.
I don't want to do sales for the rest of our life. I'd rather do this.
I would love it.
But
here in beautiful West Deptford, New Jersey, at the Metrics and Mayhem Studios.
Home of the Coors Light studios.
That's
the Coors
correct,
Light
right
and
the
Melita.
Turning Point Decaf Coffee.
Yeah,
There it is.
Sponsored.
That's right.
Shout out to Turning Point. Great
the chai latte.
chai lattes.
That's right.
Chai tea lattes. Beautiful. And skillets. Wonderful skillets.
That's right. We're still working on the Earl skillet. I would have to go back there though soon to get working on that. But I was doing a good number there for a while.
Yeah, but the people who just joined, we will put. I don't know what you're going to ask me.
No idea.
I have no idea. So I got to come up with this on the spot.
Yep.
I'm a little bit of a nutcase, a little bit of a wild card. So when Earl asks something of you or of me, it's think outside the box answers. Don't think of things that you think I would think that you would like. Think of things that you would think that I would say.
That's correct.
So that would be the easiest way to do it.
Now, we have a little bit of history
Yeah, Sharpie pen?
involved with this. I do, in that Pampers
Oh, the
pack. How can we forget? Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give a shout out to Pampers for wiping my 2 children's asses
Pampers.
for the first 4 years. Thanks.
Cleans up shit.
That's right. For all the good people at Pampers, thank you.
That should be a good slogan. Cleans up shit.
Cleans up shit. Lots of it. But I gave out the teaser of professional wrestling, so if anybody was a WCW fan or a WWF, we've evolved into WWE, even what was the E one?
ECW.
Yeah,
ECW. They have TNA now.
Yeah, TNA. Yeah, it's
Tits
one of the
and
newer
Ace.
ones. Titty and Ace.
Titty and Ace.
But
NWA, the old school NWA.
yes, NWA. That's right, and that's a nice little music group that we have as well.
Yeah.
The
New Japan Wrestling, Ring of Honor. Oh, I mean, I'm in.
You're in. So we're on this Mount Rushmore idea, which we love. We love, the top 4.
Absolutely love it.
So to the people out there, and to Dominic Melchior III, the mayhem of the equation over here, I'm going to put it out there right now. Give me the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling. Who has shaped professional wrestling? Give me the top 4 names that come to mind. And it could span, like I said, WCW, WWF, WWE. So it really spans from, I think we go back to like the mid-'80s from the first WrestleMania up until now. So the 4 wrestlers that, if you could pick a Mount Rushmore, they represent what has happened in professional wrestling really through our lifetime. We were, 4 or 5 years old when this all started. I remember WrestleMania 7 crying at the end of WrestleMania 7 that things did not go the way I was supposed to. So a very interesting lineup that we'll see. So feel free to plop your 4 on there at any point throughout the podcast. We're going to end that towards the end, give you guys a chance to write in. And like I said, anybody who matches 4 for 4 with the Mayhem, we're going to hook you guys up with a prize pack. And again, just for being great fans and great listeners of the show.
This one's actually tough because I have a lot of respect for a lot of the old guys, but there's a lot of young guys who are definitely
It's a lot.
changing the game.
It's a tough place to find.
Changing the game.
It's a tough place to find where Jimmy Superfly Snuka fits in the top 4 all time, just with that face there off the top turnbuckle. But we got a lot to get to. So before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, kind of catch ourselves over here, and start to bark a little bit more fire. So everybody, please stay active, stay with us, and we'll be back in pretty soon. Thanks, guys.
I tell you this when I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan at Comic-Con.
No.
Yeah, I was at New York Comic-Con.
Oh, you got to tell the story.
Okay, I'll tell a story.
I love it. I love it already. All right, so we got Eliminator coming up. Maybe a quick one. Any heartbreakers? And then we'll go right into Against the Spread.
I just remember that. I ever tell you time I met Hacksaw Jim Duggan? What?
Is that about that time I was jerking off an Olive Garden? What?
Yeah, I had Hacksaw Jim Duggan over for tea.
Real hell of a guy, man. He got
Yeah, great humanitarian.
great salmon recipe out of Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Don't mind us, people. Don't mind us. We are back here on Metrics and Mayhem. And again, thank you everybody for tuning in and staying with us. My name is Earl Phillips, and Dominic Melchior over here, the Mayhem of the Equation. We're going to start to get into why we're here, talking some sports gambling, one of our hobbies for sure. And if you have been fading the Mayhem, fading the metrics, you have been doing yourself quite well.
Yes.
A lot of people not a believer in what the metrics.
People love what the Mayhem does.
People love what the Mayhem has
Yeah.
done. See, I'm not used to saying that. It feels right to say the metrics doing great, but
No.
no, not the case at all. This has definitely not been my year, anywhere near my year in the NFL. But that said, we still have to keep this bus rolling.
And just to recap why we started this podcast, you put so much work and effort into your picks
I do.
every week, and I literally pick my 5 teams in the car outside your house before this podcast.
And remember, guys, heads up, eyes forward is our initiative here at
Yeah, I'm
Metrics and
parked.
Mayhem.
I'm parked.
Yeah, parked, that's right.
Yeah. So, just saying that.
Okay.
So wait, that's okay. So never mind.
You're all set? We're okay?
I'm just looking at some of the comments, and I kind of got thrown a little bit. So.
Oh, that means maybe we got a couple people picking some of the picks over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of my picks on there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ooh, we got some great work. How about Monica Phillips checking in with a little bit of the wrestling knowledge right there?
A little bit.
Look at Mama Phillips.
Bit.
We appreciate that.
My list is done, so I'm not touching it. So a lot of good picks up there, people. I don't know if you got picked what I picked. There's some people who might have, some people who might not have. We'll just leave that there. But yeah, the reason why we do this is because it's the tail. It's really two sides of the same coin. You put so much effort into it. I put so little effort into this, and it causes so much mayhem and drama in our friendships,
which is great.
It's terrific. It's so great.
I love it.
So and I get a warm fuzzy feeling watching you suffer because all the effort you put into it just getting superseded by my lack of effort and winning. It makes my heart just melt. my little black heart.
All right. Well, you're a piece of shit.
Ah!
And as I've been saying from week 1, I have no NFL sheet. I have absolutely nothing.
Don't hedge your bet.
No. I say it every week.
Yeah,
but that's okay. But
you don't have an NFL sheet. But if
I got to shut your mic off. So while I do not have a sheet, I will say that my football prowess this year has come nowhere near where yours is at. I have been completely wrong in all aspects of the NFL. My college, that's where all my eggs have gone, and it's been okay. Has not been great. It's been okay. But I definitely.
Are you in the red or the black?
I am in the black on college.
That's all that matters.
So I'll take that. Not as much as I like.
You hear that,
be.
fans? He's in the black.
So that said, the NFL has been.
He's in the black.
Not as much of the black by far as the mayhem.
Big old black.
But we'll get into that in a second. We still have an eliminator pool going on here. We've been running this now since the beginning of the year. Same 3 people still in. Tim Sawyer down in beautiful Rock Hill, South Carolina. Joe Fizzicaro, and of course, Titty McGee.
Titty McGee. Who's my horse in this race.
Yeah, it's not a bad horse.
Can I suggest something? If they...
That's why we have the show.
I think that if all 3 of them win again this week, they fight. They just fight.
Is that right?
Yeah, and whoever wins...
So we don't even wait till the end of the NFL season? We just start throwing it down.
Now, because this drama of dragging it out for the last 3 weeks, I want to see somebody get the butt whooped.
Really?
Yeah, I say they fight.
All right, so is it like the Hunger Games where we lose 1 and then the 2 can continue after
This is what we do. We throw 3 of them into a ring. We take a pool cue, snap it in 2 pieces, throw it in.
Put what?
Snap it in 2 pieces, throw it in the ring, and say, go ahead.
Okay.
So you can have 2-on-1 at first. You can have, just add a little.
You'd think the 2 Cherokee guys go after the Rock Hill boy, don't you think?
Name like Rock.
With a name like Rock. And Tim's a tough dude down there, too, so it might not be a bad thing. But, yeah, that's kind of the deal.
Yeah, I say they fight. If they can't figure this out before this weekend, they fight.
It's been going for a while, without a doubt. Great work out of these guys. 10 weeks in we're going into to pick nothing but winners. And we wish them the best, man. $1,380. Somebody's going to be very, very happy come the end of this. But we always do our segment on Metrics and Mayhem of the Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Which I'm looking over right now. And we've got a couple teams that are more than a touchdown favorite. And,
5.
Is that what it is?
5 teams,
we'll
yeah.
call them off right now.
We got the Broncos, who are 7.5 point favorite.
They're dogs.
Against the Patriots.
Yep.
We got the Panthers, who are 9.5 points favorites against the Dolphins.
Yep.
Rams 11.5 against the Texans. Lions 11.5 against the Browns. And the Steelers 10.5 against the Colts.
Okay. So out of those 5, Dom, do we have any that we see that are potential heartbreakers?
Absolutely.
Go. I'm all ears. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Let's see if we agree on this one.
Panthers, Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Not that far of a road game by any stretch of the imagination. And actually, as it says right here on CBS, we got 55% of the tickets on the Dolphins right now. But you like it on a Monday night outright, do you?
I would say out of those
5,
I think the Dolphins have the best shot. Broncos just got mollywopped.
Yeah, they really did.
I mean, just mollywopped.
So 3 straight road games for the Broncos. Then you get to go home and welcome in Tom Terrific
after
a bye.
After a bye. And Tom Terrific's enjoying a very brand new place of residence, by the way.
Is that right?
That's right. We'll get to that in a minute.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I know what you're talking about now. So Rams Texans, the loss of Deshaun Watson
That's
has
huge.
impacted the Texans for sure. Touchdown Tommy Savage, the Macho Man. Nothing, not feeling it.
Nothing. Yeah, and I'm actually taking, and I'm gonna. That's one of my against the spread picks.
Oh, is
too,
that to go against the Texans? Wow, I haven't seen that out of you all year.
Oh well, you lose
Might
a
be a reason.
superstar like Deshaun Watson. And has there been a more impactful? Like, can you?
Are you going to say rookie quarterback
No,
that
no.
has hit the NFL? Because
I'm good.
1993,
What I was gonna
Washington
say,
State.
Fuck Drew Bledsoe.
Oh no!
Fuck Drew Bledsoe. That overrated child
Oh my
who
God!
pouted and no, Tom Brady took my starting job. He won you a Super Bowl, and you were just sitting there like, yeah, cool. I won a Super Bowl, whatever. I wasn't
It's his
starting
team.
quarterback, so
It was
I.
his team. He was
It
the
wasn't
leader of
his
that team.
team.
He was the leader of that
Yeah,
team.
he was bullshit. Tom Brady won that game, won that season for them, and Drew Bledsoe pouted like a little bitch.
I would have too. Absolutely would
Please, you
have.
just won a Super Bowl. You don't pout like a little bitch. But yeah, whose loss was more impactful, Deshaun Watson or Aaron Rodgers? Because both of those teams crash and burn after losing their starting quarterbacks.
I think you have to say Rodgers because at
He's the
least
better
Houston.
quarterback?
Well, historically,
Well,
I
yeah.
would say I don't know about the performance this year. I think that you could almost make the case that Watson was more valuable to the Texans than Rodgers was to the Packers. But at least with the Texans, they have somewhat of a formidable defense. The Packers have absolutely no defense whatsoever.
garbage.
So, you can run the ball and ice it as much as you want. Not that Tom Savage is going to win you any games, but with the defense, I feel like the loss of Rodgers would be more impactful to the Packers than it would Watson, even though Watson has completely changed the face of that team around.
Yes.
And
He's going to be a star.
yep, I
Absolute star.
agree with that.
But yeah, as getting back to our heartbreakers, I think the Panthers have the highest chance to lose that game.
How about this one? And this is just kind of off the cuff right now. We have two teams in the NFL that have yet to win a game, sadly enough. The Cleveland Brownies and the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners at 0-9 at the moment. Half-point dogs at home to the New York Football Giants at 1-7. Any thoughts that the 49ers get off the schneid?
No.
No. Oh, it's terrible.
No.
All right.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo, is it the Jimmy Garoppolo era?
I don't know if we're at the Jimmy Garoppolo era yet. That's a great question.
They haven't put him in yet?
I haven't seen that if they have.
If Jimmy Garoppolo plays, maybe.
Okay.
If Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't play, not a shot.
Very nice.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, Panthers, Dolphins, that's the only game for him.
Panthers, Dolphins is the only chance.
What
I
are
like
your, let's get into against the spread. I
Against the spread,
I want to hear
sure.
what you have to say.
Well, actually, before we do that, we had a segment that was a request from my neighbor, actually.
Yes.
My good man, John Mack, who was a listener to this show. And
I love this idea because if this works out, it's going to kill you.
It's perfect.
It's going to destroy
It's
your
absolutely
faith in
perfect.
humanity. That there's people out there that if they put in hard work and they use sound logic, that good things will happen. And if this works out, it's going to blow your entire foundation to fucking shreds. And I'm going to love every second of it.
Well, that said, we've got a request from Mr. and Mrs. Bald Dog out there heading out to my daughter. She's 3 years old, and she had an eye doctor's appointment today. And while we were waiting in the waiting room, like a mature dad, I was going through my picks for today, and thought to myself, remember what your neighbor John said? You got to get Madeline to pick 5,
Yeah.
and throw Madeline's
Get Madeline
picks
in there.
into the
Want to
ring.
hear what the
So
kids got to say.
Here's the deal. Mad had a real tough time on the Saints-Bills game. When I gave her the phone to pick her 5, she just kept going back and forth between the Saints and the Bills and couldn't make up her mind. But she ended up locking in on Buffalo on this one. So Maddie Pants, my 3-year-old daughter, who is going to completely annihilate me in the Against the Spread pool, which is going to be great for radio and great for my professional football commentating career. But here's her 5. She's rolling out the Dallas Cowboys this week as a play. She's rolling out the Cleveland Browns, getting 11.5 against those Detroit
Hey, listen,
Lions.
they're not women. They may cover.
And my cover, she's all about the
They
backdoor cover, bro. She's rolling out Tom Terrific. She loves the GOAT. She's all about Tom Terrific, laying the 7.5.
There he
She's
is.
going to take the 2.5
Tommy
with
Terrific.
Buffalo, and she's all about Tom Macho Man Savage and the
What?
Houston Texans to cover, not win, to cover. So Matty Pants rolling out the Cowboys, Brownies, Patriots, Bills, and Houston Texans, and it's so disgusting that it feels like a winner.
It's a lock.
It's a lot.
It's a 5-0
Look at that.
lock.
No doubt about it.
And you are gonna get into the fetal position at your toilet and just throw up.
I got to tell you, it's
because everybody is better than you at this.
Everybody is better than me.
Even your child,
Yes.
even your young, barely speaking and walking child is better than the guy who wakes up at 3 a.m. and does research.
And I'm all about it. I'm scanning the injury report, and I have to just get to the understanding that she's up at 2:30.
Okay.
Maybe that's the only way I can kind of make this all right.
She gets ahead of you.
So I think
she's
gets
putting in more work than you.
She might be. She's got the iPad. She's got the laptop upstairs. Honey, go to bed.
So she's Stewie from Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly right.
She's
got
Stewie
that
from Family Guy. Okay,
totally.
She's an evil genius. I love it.
So that's the way the deal is right now. So Madeline is in. With this, it puts me in a very precarious position because I can't go heads up against Maddie. I can't do it.
Can't do it.
So I had to take those 5 games, and even though I had a couple sides on that one, I had to then remove those 5 from my 5 and then come up with my new 5. So I had to stay away from the Maddie games, and I'm going to roll out my 5s. I believe since I have the worst score, I should roll out my 5 first.
Go ahead.
So everybody get your fade buttons ready because the metric's going to fire out 5 at you. Oh, excuse me. That would be the decaf talking. We're going to roll out the Leonard Fournettes.
Aha!
We're going to lay the 4.5 points. They got the Chargers coming across the country, and a team that I guess I might as well start backing. They've definitely proven themselves. Great defense, as you know a thing or two about.
I do.
And Lenny Fournette, by all means, is a man. Oh! Look at this joint right here.
Joe
Fizicaro, a member of the 3-headed monster left in the eliminator pool. Joe, congratulations,
Joe,
man.
If you just joined, go back into the podcast when it's over and see my idea for how you should settle this for the rest of the year.
We have an idea.
It's an electric idea.
It's something that we should talk about at our next faculty meeting. Definitely something we can just chew on for a little bit. But we can't talk about that now. We're rolling with the against the spread picks. Get your fade buttons ready. Jacksonville Jaguars minus 4.5. The New York Football Jets are a 2.5-point road favorite against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I understand the Buccaneers have lost Jameis Winston. I'm starting to think that might not be a bad thing.
Eat that W.
I'm going to roll out a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
Eat that W.
A Ryan Fitzpatrick at the helm. And maybe a Deshaun, which we could talk about Deshaun a little bit later on. We have some comments on that. But I'm going to take the Buccaneers getting 2.5 points at home against the Jets.
Listen, that's going to be the highest scoring game of the season.
Could be.
They're going to both throw for 7 touchdowns. Because they're both garbage teams, and that's how it rolls.
And how about those Minnesota Vikings? I'm going to lay the 1.5 points on the road against the Washington Redskins, coming off a big win out in Seattle, and then having to come back home. I'm going to roll the 1.5 points out and take the Vikings on the road. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points with a Tennessee Titan and the Marcus Mariotas over a Cincinnati Bengal.
Okay.
A team that is just complete disarray. Definitely misusing Joe Mixon for sure. A team that needs to figure it out. And I think we finally say goodbye to Marvin Lewis after 85 years at the helm.
He's got naked pictures on the owners.
There's no doubt about it. Something shady happening there. Bunch of class human beings in that Cincinnati organization too. And I'm going to go against you, which has not proven well for me at all. So again,
4-1?
get without a doubt, 4-1.
Okay.
Get your fade buttons ready. I'm going to roll out the 0-9 San Francisco 49ers, taking the half point, which means just win it outright over the New York Football Giants at 1-7 coming over. So that would be my 5: 49er, Titan, Minnesota Viking, Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and Jacksonville Jaguar. I'm going to turn it over to you, my man.
Yep. As the sole. As the leader of the clubhouse, sole possession of first place, 24 wins. Nobody else is close except for Mark Petrogani.
Can I interrupt that for 1 second? Sorry to do that. But the Westgate Super Contest right now, our winners right now of the Super Contest out in Vegas, which is what this is all modeled after, right now 31, 12, and 2 against the spread for the year. So that's what the big boys out in Vegas, $5,000 to enter that pool right now. But top of the line right now after going 4-0-1 with the tie last week, 31, 12, and 2. 470? Is that like 75%? Somewhere around
something
there?
like that.
That's unbelievable.
That's unbelievable. Yeah. The Westgate Super Contest is you pick a team and you stick with the team no matter what happens. and you can't change it. So
After Wednesday night.
After Wednesday night. So that's what we do. That's how we run this. So being in the sole lead at 24 wins, Mark Petrogani at 21 coming up close second, I feel very comfortable.
Got a little cushion.
I got a little cushion, yeah. So I am going to roll out with a Thursday night game, as I have been all year. It's a little stumble the last couple weeks, ever since Jeff Liano has went with me.
Ever since the Mush Liano comes back. And you mentioned something about the Lianos earlier on in this podcast.
Jeff Liano mushed me on a Thursday night, but you know what? There's something about having Adrian Peterson on your team that just makes you feel all better.
Oh, no. Look at you.
So I am going to take those 5.5 points.
The Drew Stantons.
Against the Seattle Seahawks, who just went in there and just put a beating on Seattle.
Them there, Washington Redskins.
That team is suspect.
Okay.
And I'm going to be there.
You're right. Yeah, that's right.
For all those who are listening, I am going to be there. Eagles, Seahawks in Seattle, December 3rd. December 3rd. You'll see me. I'll be the guy with my shirt off. In the Eagles, throwing an Eagles jersey around my head.
That's perfect.
But I'm going to take the...
Still doing that hand modeling thing out there, too?
Little hand
That's
modeling
good,
thing.
man.
So,
That's nice.
So I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals, plus 5.5.
A home dog.
Home dog.
Home dog on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
So I'm doing that.
Got it.
I'm going to be also taking another home dog.
Got another home dog.
We go with the Buffalo Bills just got humiliated by the Jets.
And nobody
circles
the wagon like the Buffalo Bills.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Some spread.
I like it.
So, yeah, I'm taking the Bills plus 2.5 against the New Orleans Saints, who are just rolling.
I like it.
Rolling right now, but they're gonna have a little hiccup in Buffalo.
Okay, very good.
That's a hard. Drew Brees is the different quarterback.
Outdoors.
Outdoors and up north.
Yep.
And up north. He's a different guy. So I'm going to take the Bills plus 2.5 against the Saints. There was a theme to my picks this week. All home teams.
Oh, is that right?
All home teams. So
that.
those are my two dogs. I'm going to take the Lions. I'm going to lay that 11.5 against those goddamn Browns.
Okay.
And that's just a lock. That is just a lock. I'm also going to take the Jags, my team, my Jacksonville Jaguars. I've been on the Jaguars bandwagon.
Oh, so the Metrics and the Mayhem are on the Jags.
We're on the same team.
I'm sorry, but this is the turning point right now of the year.
So minus 4.5 against the Chargers.
This is the turning
point. And
point.
I'm also going to take those Los Angeles Rams with the Texans coming into town. There's no way they're coming in there. That 22-year-old Sean McVay, he's going to have something for him.
He can drink now, man. That's
he
awesome.
can barely drink. But yeah, so I'm going to take the Cardinals, the Bills, the Lions, the Jags, and the Rams.
Very good.
Sole possession. 24 wins.
24 wins.
Westgate Super Contest.
And we had a question here from our good buddy Jeff Liano, who I think you had a couple words for the Lianos. We're going to save those.
I got nothing to say to him.
Jeff has a question here about how's he in sole possession of first place in the ATS pool.
Yeah,
he says you have 24 wins. Looking over here at the standings, I see 24 for Jeff Liano as well. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's doing his own contest.
Is that right?
He's not following the Westgate Super Contest rules like we are.
Oh, so you're saying something happened this week? Oh, what happened, Dom?
So when Deshaun Watson went down, Jeff changed his pick.
He did what?
He changed his pick. And being the honorable men that we are, we just left him in there, following the Westgate Super Contest rules.
Following the rules is what you're saying.
Yes, following the rules. Yes,
okay.
we are following the rules. So he's disqualified him from the Westgate Super Contest.
That's a tragedy because he was doing so well.
He was, but
he had 24 wins.
He would have had 23.
Wow.
He would have had 23. And in second place, but he changed his pick.
This is what happens when you break the rules. Metrics and Mayhem show no mercy.
Shame.
That's right. Shame.
So Jeff Liano, he's in sole possession of first place in his own tournament. But in our tournament,
that's right.
I am in sole possession, and Mark Petrogani coming up the rear.
I like it.
Good job, Jeff. You're in sole possession of your own league.
I'm 8 wins away from you.
You are so far back, it's laughable.
Right now, at this point, people who have started the pool late are catching up to me, which is not very good at all. So we're going to definitely need to make some sort of change.
Give Maddie 3 weeks. She'll be right on your tail.
No comment on that one. We're just going to decline comment. So that said, unfortunate for Jeff Liano to break the rules and not even be considered in the running of the Metrics and Mayhem against the spread pool. But that said, Dom, congratulations at 24.
Sole possession.
24, so 9. So 24 and 21 in the black for the year.
Yep.
And you would be the only one in the black because with Jeff Liano being...
in his own, he's in the black in his own league.
In his own league,
In his own
right.
league, yeah. So good for him.
Mark Petrogani would
Good
be
for him.
21 and 24. So, man, a tough league to handicap, though, this NFL. It really
Yeah.
is. The guys who do this
I
professionally...
do it well, though. I do it well.
You're doing pretty well,
I
man.
do it
This
well
is
for
good.
5 minutes before the contest.
And I like the fact that you have to pick 5. So
Gotta pick 5.
even if you get out every week, you know, even though the metrics are absolutely atrocious at this point,
Fade him.
you still have to play 5. And if you're with your big lead, if you get into a funk, things could change miraculously. They really could. So, you know, that being the case.
Fade every pick that Earl did except for the Jags.
So we're on board with the Jaguars.
We're on board with the Jags. That's the only good pick you got this week.
Wow.
Maddie's got 5 winners.
Maddie's going to go 5-0, isn't she?
Well, if she goes 5-0, that means I lost to Texas, but I'll take it. If that means I go 4-1, if Maddie goes 5-0, I'm in.
You're
I'll
all
take
in.
it. I'm all
I
in.
appreciate that. That means a lot,
Yeah.
man. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. So, really, in the end, it's about me losing.
Oh,
Right.
isn't it always been
It's
that?
always been about that.
This is why we made this podcast.
Yes.
So we can revel in your suffering as a loser.
Yes, this is perfect. Now, here's a question, and it was briefly off topic, but for those of you who are listening to the show, most of you are involved in it already. The South Jersey Poker League.
Yes.
Right, we are founding members of the South Jersey Poker League, which will be starting up pretty soon, in a couple months. We got to get the ball rolling on that.
Yes.
But given my performance in what has traditionally been a reasonably decent showing for the metrics in NFL, NCAA football, usually pretty strong there, and annually very weak in the Poker League. Is this the sign? Is this the karma, to use your words, that this might be the year for the metrics in the Poker League, given how bad it's been NFL-wise?
If that's what you need.
Dom, I've got no injuries on my team, and I'm 2-10.
Yeah. If
No
that's
injuries.
listen, if that's what you need to
To get my name on that trophy?
to power through the next few months
I
of
love
your
it.
life,
I love it.
then
Bring
I
on the
mean,
losses, because next week I could be 2-11. And you know who I play? Hefe. Terrible.
Terrible. Yeah. So yeah, it's possible. I mean, I would love for nothing more for your name to not be on that poker trophy. And I would love for you to be the one to just ruin your weeks every week. And I would love to put my name right on the bottom of that trophy
Yes.
as the only 3-time
That's
winner.
the only 3-time winner. That's perfect.
The only 2-time winner, by the way.
Yep, that's true.
Still the only 2-time winner, but I mean, if that's what you need, then that's what you need.
Well, I appreciate that. John Liano, I also appreciate your sentiments regarding the poker possibility. I think it's a long shot. All we can do is go in with the best hand and then just pray for a miracle to not get beat out at the end. But that's it. Let's keep it here about the football.
Keep it here. Yep.
And
we're gonna do the DraftKings,
I like
and then after the DraftKings, we are gonna do my Mount Rushmore of wrestlers. So for those who have joined,
Perfect.
a little bit late, we are doing our Mount Rushmore again, but this is gonna be pro wrestling Mount Rushmore. Who I think would be the most influential pro wrestling Mount Rushmore players, in my opinion. So if you like Jimmy Superfly Snuka, you're wrong. So just saying that.
Well, I think it's a faulty list already if Jimmy the Superfly Snook isn't on there.
It's not on it.
Why don't we, before
Bushwhackers.
we talk about what were their names?
Bush and Whacker?
Luke and Butch.
Luke and Butch, I
That's
don't know.
right, Luke and Butch. Before we got to we went to the break. You were starting to bring up a story about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Any chance you can bring
Yeah,
that
I
up?
got a story about Hacksaw Jim Duggan. A couple years ago. That's actually a big part of the story.
No, really. I'm gonna open the window.
So a couple years ago, I went to Comic-Con in New York City.
Okay.
That was my very first Comic-Con. A lot of you guys know I went to Comic-Con again this past year. And then when I came back, impregnated my wife.
Hey-o!
So Comic-Con's been very good to me over the last few years. So I'm Comic-Con New York City, walking through, seeing so many has-been wrestlers.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, Honky
We're talking
Tonk
Brooklyn
Man.
Brawler.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
we're talking $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. And I turn to my right, and all of a sudden I see Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
I'm all ears.
I'm like, Jesus, I got to get a picture with this guy.
Okay.
He looked terrible.
No.
But he looked fantastic.
Wow, no.
So I go over to Hacksaw. Me and my buddy Brad and my buddy Matt.
Okay.
We go over to Hacksaw like, dude, we gotta get a picture. He's like, $5. Sold. So
You got a picture with $5? That's
$5.
it?
Well, it was
Oh, times are tough for Hacksaw.
yeah,
man.
it was like he was signing 2x4s like for $20. The thing was like I would have bought one. I wasn't carrying around a 2x4 for the entire Comic Con.
That's terrible.
I would
man.
end up hitting somebody with it. So I was like, I'm good on the 2x4. We just need a picture. So I get a picture with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I'm like, one more thing, we gotta get a big old hoe. So Matt,
We gotta get a big old hoe.
we gotta get a big old hoe.
All right.
So we in the middle of Comic Con, me, my 3 buddies, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! One of the top 3 moments of my life.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
there. Hacksaw Jim
Me
Duggan
and
in the
Hacksaw
book.
Jim Duggan doing the hoe.
I gotta say, man, out of all of my friends, anything like that, I don't know how you have it, but you have the unbelievable ability to line yourself up with celebrities.
I don't know.
It's really good work at
Yeah.
it. It's very impressive. The Coolio.
Yeah, Coolio on the plane.
Great
who else?
story.
Wanye from Boyz II Men.
Boys to Men, absolutely.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule on the
Yeah.
plane.
And also the fact that you can pick these people out, too.
Did a TMZ tour when I was in California a couple months ago and saw Carlton for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Nicely done, man.
And ate breakfast with Michael Jai White, who is a big martial arts action star.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you've got a pretty good
I got a
lineup
pretty
of
good lineup.
celebrities that you do, man. It's
seems like they're all black though.
Yeah, that's it,
I
man.
will say that.
You're batting 1,000 there for sure. So that said, why don't we get rolling into the DraftKings? I do need to we talk about the contest we're talking about here, the Mayhem matchup.
Yes.
Where it's the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, like we gave out. You're looking for your top 4 wrestlers that you would have on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, all the way back from WrestleMania 1 with WWF up until today with the WWE, anything in between, WCW, ECW, anything like that. So give us your top 4. If you match the Mayhem 4 for 4, we're going to hook you guys up with a prize pack. We'll get that emailed out to you.
4. That has some significance. If you know wrestling, you know the significance of 4.
Knows the significance of 4. That's
a hint.
That might be a little hint right
That's
there.
a hint.
So that said, just for being a listener and a supporter of the show, we're going to hook you guys up with a prize pack if you can pull that off. But why don't we get rolling on the DraftKings portion? And again, anybody who wants to get involved in either the Against the Spread pool or in the DraftKings lineup as well, that's all on our Facebook page. It's on our Twitter accounts. Or you can just send a text message over. We can get you the link set up. Love to have you guys in. It's all for free, all for fun right now. We're looking for a pool of about 20 regulars, and then once we get 20 happening, maybe we throw a couple shekels on it like gentlemen do.
Yep. And shout out to my buddy Andrew Musarino.
Yeah, won again,
Second
man.
week in a row.
Yeah, Moose.
I'm going to say this right now.
Yeah.
If Moose wins again 3 weeks in a row, we'll throw him some shekels.
I like that. That's a good
You
idea.
know, Moose, if you win 3rd week in a row, you're going to get a nice gift card.
I like it. Very cool. And I think next year when we do this, maybe we keep track of cumulative points
Yeah.
throughout. We have a winner for that. We send a prize pack out for that. So, again, we're still in the infant stages of this podcast right now. 11 episodes in.
Oh, boy, Homan, I love that.
So, we got
That's good. That's
Homan,
good.
my
That's
man.
good.
Very
That's
nice,
very
Hope.
nice.
Always checking in from Wyoming. The Wyoming Pope, we call him in the basketball pool we have going on. So that said, all good stuff. Let's get rolling on our DraftKings lineups. And Dom, I'm going to send this over to you to take this one away. Go ahead.
I lost Zach Ertz last week,
You did.
so I had to make some changes. So I pull out Zach Ertz and I put somebody in there. I put Jack Doyle in. Now I'm doing that. I had a little bit more money,
Okay.
so I was like, "Oh, let me get a little better receiver." So who do you think I took out?
Who did you take out?
I took out T.Y. Hilton.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That's
I
terrible.
took out T.Y. Hilton, who put up a 40-bagger.
Yeah, it's a nice week for him.
And yeah, so I'm not pulling anybody out anymore.
Okay.
I don't care if
Not pulling out anymore at all.
Not pulling out at all.
I like
Yeah,
that. That's it.
no pull-out game right here.
Not one
So
bit.
we're going with my lineup, and if somebody gets hurt, then so be it.
You're not gonna pull a Jeff and switch?
No, I'm not going to pull Jeff and
Oh,
switch midway.
Wow, how about that?
So we are going to go with my quarterback, and you're going to love this pick,
I'm all ears.
Mr. Josh McCown of the Jets.
I think mine's even worse.
Going into Tampa Bay and going to put up
On
at
the
least
road.
4 touchdowns.
So we like the over on that
We
game.
love the
We love
over.
the over.
$6,100 for Josh McCown.
6,100.
Cheap cheap for a quarterback. Carlos Hyde, running back.
Ah,
6,300.
consigliere.
Yeah, that's a
Very
consigliere pick. Another consigliere pick, Alvin Kamara.
Oh.
That guy is just a bargain, and he puts up points every week. It was a good pickup by Jeff. I'll give respect to that.
Yeah, respect to that one.
Respect to picking up Alvin Kamara when he still had the other two running backs on the team.
Ingram was still there.
there, and Peterson was still
yeah.
there. So Jeff picks up Alvin Kamara out of nowhere, and then all of a sudden, like a fucking angel from heaven,
Angel.
like a fucking angel from heaven,
That's
Adrian Peterson gets traded.
Yep.
Now Alvin Kamara's number 2.
That's the miracle 3 of clubs, 2 of hearts that he
That's
needs.
the pickup that Jeff does.
Yep.
Like,
But great work.
my running back gets hurt, I have to pick up his backup. Jeff picks up a third string guy, and then the other guys get traded.
Yep.
That's the difference.
That's what you're up against.
So we're going Carlos Hyde, Alvin Kamara.
Okay.
Wide receiver, Robbie Anderson. Josh McCown got to throw to somebody, and he seems like Robbie Anderson's his favorite.
Jets.
Jets. We're gonna go a little bit chalk here. Doug Baldwin.
Wow.
I mean, Russell Wilson has to throw to somebody.
Unlike you to go chalk, I'm impressed.
Yeah, and then Marvin Jones Jr.
Marvin Jones, he had a big game last week.
So 6,400 for Baldwin, 6,200 for Marvin Jones. Tight end, Cameron Brate.
Ooh.
Cameron
Man,
Brate.
you love the Jets Bucks over.
The Jets Bucks over, love him.
I like it. Okay,
Flex player, 4,100 for Cameron Brate. Steal.
cool. Okay.
Flex player, my man, my hero, Jerick McKinnon.
Jerick McKinnon.
Just putting up points.
Hall of Fame, Jerick
Just
McKinnon.
putting up, just averaging 20 plus since he's been in there. And then the defense.
Except for that 8.7.
Except for 8.7. Okay. But then the defense, Cowboys. So 2,200.
Look at you, bleeding heart Cowboy fan. How
Yeah.
about
So we
that?
got McCown, Hyde, Kamara, Anderson, Baldwin, Jones, Brate, McKinnon, and the Cowboys. Yeah!
We're feeling real good about it. Jacoby Brissett this week, 52 hunch.
Wow, I'm going to throw up.
I got to tell you, I think Pittsburgh goes in and mollywops them.
Yeah.
So I think Jacoby's going to be back throwing the ball a little bit. For 5200, we're going to spend our money elsewhere. We're going to write a big fat check to one of those hit that blunt characters. How about that Lenny Fournette? He is a stud
Just
muffin.
43-year-old Leonard Fournette.
84 hunch. Don't like spending that much money on it back, but for Lenny Fournette, man, this dude is just a
It's
monster.
a real deal, and he's pissed.
So I'm going to roll out Lenny Fournette.
Getting benched last week pissed him off.
A little bit. Good things happening down in Jacksonville, man. Doug Marrone doing a really good job down there. Christian McCaffrey, it's just every week with this guy. I do. I love him. He scores, man. Guy's catching balls. He's scoring touchdowns. 6800, I'm going to take him. I should say I'm going down with that train, if I will. I'm going to take the question mark on a Danny Amendola this week at 5200 with a Tom Terrific.
Okay.
I think A.J. Green might come back a little salty from last week with a 7700. And a pick that I don't love, I'm spending a lot of money on DeAndre Hopkins. I do not love that pick. I think that's going to bite me.
That's going to bite you.
I think touchdown Tommy Savage might have a problem with that one. Richard Rodgers. Martellus Bennett, doubtful at this point. And again, 25 hunch for a starting tight end. I'll take it.
Take it.
Julius Thomas, while we're at it, on bad tight ends for under 3,000. 28 hunch on a Monday night, so it gives me a little rooting interest on a Monday night.
Sure.
And I'll take those Detroit Lions hosting the Cleveland Brownies at 38 hunch for my defense. So
Okay.
Brissett, Fournette, nice little rhyme there.
Brissett Fournette.
McCaffrey, Amendola, A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, Richard Rodgers, Julius Thomas, and the Lions defense. And that's what's going to end up
That sounds like a last
the
place team, and I
metrics.
love it.
Very much so. Could be. That would not be a shocker because, as always, I shit the bed in everything NFL this year. But that's what makes it fun, right, Dom?
That's what makes it fun.
All of your success and all of my shit mess. It's just, it's great to be a part of it every week and reminded of that throughout the week that we have to talk about it on Wednesday, how bad I've been.
So why don't we get into the Mount Rushmore, and then we get into the dough pie, because I have some things to say.
Got some things. So let's see if we're going dough pie. Well,
No, we're going with the Mount Rushmore
We're doing
first.
the Mount Rushmore
Yep.
first. All right, so John Mack is in.
So Lori just joined. Lori, I know you're probably listening. So we did the Mount Rushmore of wrestlers, who I think the most important, influential Mount Rushmore of wrestlers in all of history.
You have 4 to get to. Let's see. I think the last one that I have. Are we going to wait for Lori to hop on? No?
Nah.
Okay, cool. So that said, John Mack is the last one in. So anything after this one is going to be out. So Dom, why don't you end the tension? You could cut it with a butter knife. Let's hear what we got. Okay.
Drum roll, please, for our number one pick.
Number 1 pick is Ric Flair.
Woo! jet flying,
And
limousine riding, styling, profiling, and he can't keep these alligators down.
wow, very nicely done. And did I hear a 30 for 30 was just
30
done?
for 30. Ric Flair, my man, he's the greatest.
Ric Flair.
He
Wow.
slept with 10,000 women, he said.
Oh my God.
And there was a thing where Ric Flair was sitting there talking to a psychologist, and he said, the psychologist asked him, how much do you drink? He goes, oh, usually about 10 beers and 5 cocktails a day. And he said, how long have you been doing that? Oh, since like 82.
Oh, perfect.
So he was doing it, and the psychologist was like, what the fuck?
Mm.
So Ric Flair, the greatest
Any
of all
any
time.
paleo diet mixed in with that?
Probably not. He
No?
probably, the whole
Not
30
works?
hit was it was 30 women.
All right.
So we're going Ric Flair.
No, Ric Flair is number one. So I saw some Ric Flairs on here. So
There were
we have some
working.
interested listeners at the moment.
There were a
Let's
couple
keep
of
it
Ric
going.
Flairs. And there's another guy who I saw on there.
Here we got. Keep going.
The
Oh, without a
Rock.
doubt, The Rock. I love it.
If you smell
Oh, very good.
The Rock,
I got it.
probably the most popular wrestler of all time.
Wins the presidential election.
He
next
could win
month up,
presidency. I guarantee you, he can do anything he wants. He's the biggest movie star on the planet right now.
Like it.
He was the greatest wrestler of his generation. The guy just oozes success. He's great.
I like
The
it.
Rock's the man.
We have several listeners that are 2 for 2 right
for
now.
2.
Ric Flair and The Rock, 2 great selections.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay, number 3.
Would not have made my list. Would not have made it. Stone Cold. Let's see.
Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock had the greatest rivalry
Wow.
out of anybody I've ever seen. You want to talk about like Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage,
Uh-huh.
and Sting? No, doesn't matter. Stone Cold and The Rock had the best rivalry. They had
Wow.
the best gimmicks. They had the best promos. They are fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
So Stone Cold Steve Austin, number 3, and our last one.
Go ahead.
And this one is gonna piss a lot of people off, but
we're already out.
Ah!
What do we got?
Andre the Giant.
Wow.
That man.
Oh my God. How does Hulk Hogan not make the list?
I'm sorry.
For all the Hulkamaniacs out there.
I'm sorry. Andre the Giant.
Uh-huh.
The man is a legend.
Can't argue it.
Did he have a sex tape banging into somebody else's wife? No, but Hulk Hogan did. Does Hulk Hogan have a slutty daughter and a slutty ex-wife? No. Andre the Giant didn't. Andre the Giant drank cases and cases of beers, and then he went wrestling. Did you ever see a picture
You're mad about LeVar Ball, aren't you?
So yeah,
There it is.
Those are my 4 picks. Ric Flair, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Andre the Giant. Did you ever see a beer can? Google the image of a beer can in Andre the Giant's hand. It is the silliest thing. It looks like one of those airplane cans.
You're being serious right now.
Yeah, I'm being serious. Google it. Just Andre the Giant beer can.
Andre the Giant beer can. Oh my God.
Yeah, it looks like one of those beer cans you get. That's a regular beer can.
Oh my
And,
God.
and he's covering it with just like 4 fingers.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm on this right. Oh my God. Look at the size of that guy.
Yeah, he's an absolute legend. He's a stud. So Andre the Giant has to be up there past Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Hulk.
unbelievable.
Hulk, you were a terrible wrestler. You had probably one of the greatest gimmicks that you threw away. You had all the Hulkamaniacs, the millions at home, millions watching worldwide. Brother, and then you sold out and did the NWO. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, so Hulk Hogan, you disqualify yourself. Andre the Giant was a giant, and he stuck being a giant his entire life.
Very nice. Look
So-
at that picture right there, man. What a
Unreal.
monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google image. He's got a can of Molson Canadian. It looks to be his right hand. And you're right. It looks like a fun size.
It looks like a fun-sized beer.
Unbelievable.
And he there were stories where he puts away over 100 beers in a sitting.
Oh my God.
Like, that's insane.
Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a couple, 2 for 4, I think was the best that we had up there right now, and a lot of great answers on that. We appreciate everybody hopping in and playing. Again, no winners.
No winners.
So we're going to have to try that again for next week on the Matching Up with Mayhem little portion of the podcast. Which
This is tough. This is a tough contest.
It's fun, though, right?
It's fun, and if people out there can get it, they're going to get rewarded handsomely.
That's right. From the Metrics and Mayhem podcast in beautiful West Deptford, New Jersey. Why don't we get into our Doe Pie review?
Let's get into it.
Let's just segue.
So anybody who doesn't want to hear our fantasy football, get the hell out. But it's going to be electric because I got a bone to pick with a lot of the people in this league.
Sure, everybody's waiting with bated breath for this one, but let's get rolling on it. We'll review some scores from last week to begin in the Shit Bowl, appropriately titled. We had two teams battling out to figure out who could be the worst. We had 2-9 teams. The impotent porn stars roll in and host the Bakahans, the 2-9 Bakahans, under the leadership of Derek Carr, newly acquired after fleecing the Consigs on a trade.
Fleecing.
And I would
explain to the people what you just did to him.
Well, we threw an offer together. Jeff had expressed some interest in the Rams defense, and a defense doesn't necessarily outscore other defenses by many. So I think to myself, I've got Cam Newton and Jameis Winston. I need a quarterback. So Jeff is willing to offer me Derek Carr and Bilal Powell for Cam Newton and the Rams defense. I accept that award with open arms. Open arms. And I also like to point out, and this is something that I want the people out there to pay attention to.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
When you're down and you think that you're out, you just keep fighting. 2-9, making unbelievable deals, trying to do everything you can to keep this season going. That's when you can tell the heart of a champion. Not when you're 10-2 and everything's going great. That's not when you judge somebody. You judge them when they're down. And at 2-9, I could easily phone it in, send in a weak lineup, and make it happen. But no, you know what you get? You get hustle, you get fight, you get heart, and then you get your ass whipped because your team sucks so much, and you go 2-10, and you hate everything about fantasy football. My team is the absolute worst. No injuries. Everybody shows up to work, and they all fucking suck. Every last one of them. So thank you to the shitbags that populate my lineup every week because you all blow. You blow completely. But we're 2-10, and we're still coming after the Consigs, who don't deserve any success in the playoffs because you suck too. The Bakahans go down in flames, 100.5 to 96.8, with our 8th straight loss. Moving on from the Bakahans. Oh, and one good thing that did come out of that game, the Bakahans have officially clinched a spot in the Loser Bowl this year. Fuck!
I would say I'll see you there, but we're in two opposite
we're in two
directions.
opposite yeah. Jeff Unger and the Potbelly Pig Farmers, 171.45 points over Bald Dog, who threw out that Jacoby Brissett this past week, who did a nice little job in a free agent pickup. But Potbelly just winning.
That's he's a train that can't be stopped.
Yeah, he's definitely putting some stuff together, averaging about 385 points a week. Going to be interesting come playoff time to see where that team shakes out. But yeah, he's on a big-time winning streak right there. I think that's, 9 games?
It's a 9-game streak, yeah. He lost his opening week, and then he's just been rattling them off.
Rattling it off. And a champion of this league in years past. He's a 4-time champion. Only one other franchise can hold that distinction. And that team will not be in the discussion for Super Bowl glory this year. Belichick yourself takes care of the jackasses, my father-in-law, on a... there's another situation of 2 crappy late players, I think, in this one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What do we have? Who did she was a receiver?
She had. She had.
Somebody was late. Oh, wasn't it Jared Cook?
Yeah, it was Jared Cook. It was Jared Cook.
23.6 points. She pulls it out. Rick, even with T.Y. Hilton at 45.5, can't get it done. So Warrior goes to 6-6. Jackass is at 5-7. Both teams still alive for playoff glory. We move on. The Liano brothers get off the schneid, 147.95 over All Jacked Up. Liano brothers roll up to 6-6.
Solid. That's a solid 6-6.
Solid 6-6. All Jacked Up dropping to 5-7. Both teams still in the playoffs. Dom, you said something about the Liano brothers you wanted to get off your chest.
I got a bone to pick with both these teams.
Both teams.
6-6, guys. You're solid players there. You love them. You're going to keep them. Guess what? If you have somebody making you a trade offer, and I got to go through both fucking embryos to get that.
And we're just going to say someone, right? Not
it
anybody
doesn't matter.
in particular.
Someone who's 10-2 has to go through both embryos to get there.
And it wasn't Potbelly.
Make the fucking decision. Make a decision. There's 2 of you. That doesn't mean that it takes double the time. It should take half the goddamn time. Mm-hmm. If there's 2 of you, if you're truly the two people who... All this did was to show me that Chris Liano has no say.
Okay.
0 say in this league. He is a puppet. He is the bitch brother of those twins. Chris Liano, I think actually you're the older one, right? Isn't Chris the older one?
Yeah, I think we have to
You're
get a
getting
check on that.
bitched out by your little brother because John's the one who makes all those decisions.
John's wearing the pants in that
John's
team.
wearing the pants in those
I like
relations. And John is sticking with his 6-6 team and
Sticking with them.
loving his bench players like, oh no, they're the most valuable people I've ever seen. I'm going to play them all the time. You're 6-6. You're 6-6. Your team, not that good. You have some decent enough players, but as a whole, your team is not that good. And your bench, again, unless you're going to play them, which you're goddamn not that good. If you have Zach Ertz, are you ever going to play Evan Ingram? No,
Possibly
you're not.
not. That's correct.
But yet you want to hold on to him like he's your first fucking born child. I don't understand the logic.
How about the logic of just ignoring another human being, Dom? I mean,
Yeah.
and can you speak to that at all? I mean,
I've seen John.
Somebody offers you a trade, Dom, and you just let it hang there.
I've seen John at parties. The man can't
parties and social
gatherings.
engagements.
He can't put his phone fucking down.
Not down.
He can't put his phone down to save his goddamn life.
So what you're saying is that the offer was received well in advance.
Well in advance.
Ah.
Well in advance. And the same thing with the guy he just played, all jacked up.
All jacked up.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I'm sorry, do we live in a fucking Stone Age? Do I need to send a...
We do not live in the Stone
Do
Age,
I need to send
Dom.
a goddamn Raven
No,
out?
no.
Or a fucking Pony Express
We
to get
don't
the
have a
message out?
pony.
If you get
We don't have a pony.
If you get a goddamn... if you get a message saying, I made a goddamn trade with you, you say no or you say yes. And you don't make a guy wait days and days and days. That's just disrespectful bullshit. I expect better from all jacked up because he's one of my elders, but he's a fucking Fugazi Cowboys fan, so that's a scumbag move from him. So baby got Dak. Again, you never fucking put your phone down.
Oh.
You never put your phone down. I see you're playing goddamn poker games and you're doing all kinds of dumb shit on your phone. And that just shows to show you that Chris has zero say in that team. I'm going to call this Baby Got John or Baby like Dick Chris or something. I don't give a shit. The whole situation has got me fired up.
And there's the hot... and that's
talking
hockey. Right
And that's talking hockey. That's why you're 6-6. Because you don't want to get rid of your bench players for players that actually could benefit your team. You want to keep your bench player scoring points on your bench, not doing anything for you, but yet you want to say no to a guy who could possibly help your team. That's why you're 6-6.
And that's one of the benefits of having Dom in the league. He's there to help out all the other teams at 10-2. He's always about that. And speaking of 10-2, congratulations to Hit That Blunt on a big win over the Jill Asses this week. Very stiff competition from the missus upstairs. She woke up a little dissatisfied with the result of that game for sure.
I bet she did.
But that said, how about the work of Kenyon Drake taking care of business for Hit That Blunt?
He's gonna put up 16 points, 17 points a week. The problem is he doesn't crack my top 3 running backs when they're all in there.
It's tough, when you have all that talent. So there's
so
a
what
lot.
we did is we gave him to somebody who is a gentleman, an aristocrat, a scholar, one of the best people I know.
Is that right? And
We
who
made
is that?
We made a trade. We got rid of Kenyon Drake because he can benefit somebody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he can benefit. He's going to benefit.
Oh, you made a trade?
I made a trade.
Huh, how did that trade work,
It
Dom?
worked out fantastic
It
because
worked
I
out.
traded Blake Bortles, who actually has a very favorable schedule.
Okay.
Traded
Bortles.
Traded Bortles, traded Kenyon Drake, and traded Tyreek Hill. That would hurt.
Tyreek Hill, is that right?
Tyreek Hill a little bit, but
He's got wheels, Dom.
You got to give to get. So I got rid of Tyreek Hill, and
That's Miley Cyrus, right?
and I got back Tom Terrific. Big old Tom Brady. Shit on that guy. This guy's the GOAT. Tom Terrific,
Washington State.
Jordy Nelson,
First-round draft pick.
Jordy Nelson, and LeGarrette Blunt.
LeGarrette Blunt joins Hit That Blunt.
Joins Hit That Blunt.
That's a beautiful story.
So, in my opinion, very even trade. Now, this is how a trade should go down. I sent him a trade. He rejected it immediately.
Okay.
And then he sent me a counter trade, which was a good trade.
Okay.
And I accepted it immediately. And then the fucking rest of the night, we were good. We were golden. We were Gucci.
I have a different story to tell. Because I don't necessarily think it was all good. Because after this deal went down, a dialogue ensued. And let me take you back a little bit earlier into the night. I'm in my son's room, being the dad, putting him down to bed, and glued to my phone waiting for text messages from the boys.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. And I happen to get into some dialogue with, let's just say, a team in the league. I don't know. And a dialogue ensues about Keenan Allen and possibly making a deal for Keenan Allen. And that just didn't seem to work out. We weren't able to.
It didn't work out because apparently you think Keenan Allen's all world. You're, again, another one who's 2-10, and all of a sudden you just said all your players stink, but yet none of them can go, none of them are tradable. They stink, but they're not tradable. Just saying.
So the dialogue continued. And we got to the point where I said, wow, this week I don't have a quarterback. Hey, Dom, you don't have a tight end this week. How about we make a deal to avoid having to pay the $5 for an extra transaction? And Dom comes up with the genius idea that he's going to pick up Eli Manning for me, the highest projected free agent that's out there in the league, and he's going to trade him to me for Eric Ebron.
Who's garbage, by the way.
That's true. He's a backup tight end on everybody's squad, but somebody that would avoid us the $5. Also, side note, that $5 would have also paid for a 6-pack of Coors Light, which would have gotten me through 3 more of these podcasts for Dom. He's a fucking raging alcoholic. But that said, that's a different story. We get to the point, and this is very crucial because I need you to talk me through this. We get to the point where Dom says, and I quote, "So I'll pick up Eli and trade him to you for Ebron." And I respond with, "Sure, done."
That absolutely happened.
That happened.
And 1,000%
And you know why it happened? Because I was there, and I saw it with my own eyes. I'm in heaven because now I don't have to waste $5. And I can go to bed nice and comfortably. My son's sleeping, my daughter's, everybody's good. And then I get the text message down. Boom! Deal with the century, deal with the century. And I look at it, and I'm thinking, I'm so happy for you. So happy you're such a good player. And then I think to myself,
could this affect me?
Could this affect our deal? So I just wanted to make sure that our deal was good. And you rat bastard renege on the deal that you offered me
Damn
to
right.
save me the $5.
Damn right.
He says something, and he takes it and snatches it back because now it doesn't work for him.
Damn right.
This is why people don't like you. This is why people don't root for you. And this is why you have a bad Julia Ducks going forward in the Donato's Pizzeria.
Listen.
Take it away.
Listen. People don't like me because I'm outspoken, I'm brash, I'm outlandish. But one thing you cannot deny, I am fucking honest.
You are honest.
I am honest.
Except when you pull back deals that you agreed to.
And I'm fully taking
You're taking nothing.
I'm taking admission of that.
You're taking the deal back.
I did that. I did that only because I had some trade possibilities in the works. And if they worked out, then you're shit out of luck. Sorry. You're going to give me a shit player like Ebron and expect me to just pay? I'm essentially paying $5 for Ebron.
I have a question for you. So our deal, after you made that, how does that deal affect your team?
Well, it gives me a tight end. So you're instead of you paying $5, you're asking me, your friend.
No. You volunteered.
No, you wanted me to give you Josh McCown.
No, I didn't. I said
Ebron.
either. I said give me your backup quarterback.
Yeah. You really wanted Josh
volunteered.
McCown.
Doesn't
I'm not
matter.
stupid.
Okay.
I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
That's why we're doing this.
No. So you're asking your friend to pay $5 to give you
No.
Eli Manning.
No. Let's pull up the text.
No,
message.
I know. No, I know what the text said.
The text when you said I'll pick up Eli.
I said it, but that's what you wanted me to
Ladies
say.
and gentlemen, he's on the ropes. Watch his eyes.
I said it, but that's what you wanted me to do.
It doesn't matter what I wanted because in the end, it's what you want that counts.
And this is why people don't like you.
Oh, really?
Because it's that type of manipulation. I may be not liked for my attitude, but people don't like you because you're a goddamn snake in the grass.
I'm a snake in the grass.
You're a snake in the grass. I'm honest.
Okay.
If I say I want to do something, I'll do it. But you use all this innuendo and you use all this tricky wording to get somebody to do what you want. You've been doing it to Jeff for 30 years since you've been friends with him, which is why he gave you that trade.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't give you that trade because he thought it would benefit you. That's 30 years of mind manipulation that went into that trade. Yeah. So people don't like you because you manipulate them in a fugazi way and make them think that I'm your friend. But no, you're looking out for you. You're looking out for yourself. I'm looking out for myself, but I say it You make everybody feel like, oh, I'm your friend. You can trust me. I'm this guy who you can love and you can respect. I'm the guy who be like, fuck you. If I can get the better of it, I'm going to get the better of it. You lie to the people. You lie to their faces. And that's why people don't like you.
Might be tough to see on this. Let me see if I can pull this up over here.
Listen. Everything that you said about what I said was true.
So what you're saying right now is I have evidence proving that you're a shitbag.
Yeah.
And you have hearsay proving that I'm a shitbag. Looks like Dom's a shitbag! Because he reneged on a deal that he promised the Baka Hans. And that is the karma that he's been talking about.
So the barometer of being a shitbag is just reneging.
Absolutely. That's just a human shitbag story right there. Without a doubt.
But mental manipulation of friends, that's not a shitbag.
Can't prove it. You can't prove anything.
Oh, I can't prove it?
Oh, not one bit.
Okay.
You know why? Jeff Liano, if Jeff Liano's on right here, somebody said, yeah, I'll take that deal. That's my good buddy
But
Jeff
that's
Liano.
the thing. Jeff Liano would never offer that trade to anybody else but you.
Oh, here we go. The sob story.
You
10 and 2.
You and
the
Jet.
struggles of 10 and 2.
You and Jet. You're the only two people he would do that to because you've both mentally manipulated him. And it works out for me because he got the shit out of the deals. And he's right on my heels, so I don't mind at all. But I'm just saying.
So now you don't mind because it works out for you.
That's
a beautiful thing.
But I said that to me. I've said that from the start.
Just because you're honest doesn't mean you're not an asshole. It just means you're an honest asshole.
Why do you think this podcast exists?
Oh my God.
I am an asshole. I'm the mayhem. That's what I do.
The Consigliaries this week put up another 180-point performance against the cursed Philly fan.
This guy said the Consigliaries don't have a shot to win the whole thing. And I got respect for Jeff right now. He's got a damn fine team.
We're going to need to see a picture on the metrics saying that. I'm not sure that we could find anything in print talking about the Consig squad. And we are working out a little ditty as we speak right now to try to make sure that the Baka Hans do their part to prevent the Consigliaries from getting into the double-digit win club. But right now, at 9-3 are the Consigs. The cursed Philly fan dropping to 6-6. Definitely still in the playoff mix, as is everybody except for the Baka Hans at this point. So,
Baby Got Dak is not in the playoff mix. Fuck them.
Baby Got Dak at 6-6.
No, they're going to be 6-7 because their fucking bench players are probably going to outscore their starters.
There it is, right there. A lot of 5-7s, a lot of 6-6. Just a distant IPS and Baka Han down below, and then hit that blunt and Potbelly way ahead of the crowd. So
now, as we get deeper into this, how do we do the playoffs? How do the tiebreakers work?
Well, that all depends. So the two division winners right now, which would be you and Potbelly,
yep.
They get the 2 byes in the playoffs. And right, did we do that? Or we did the 2 byes. And then the next 4, based on record, get in. So it would be overall record first. If there's a tie within the division record comes into play. If it's out of division, it's total points.
Out of division, total points. So in division, it's division play. Okay.
Yep. So that's how we cover that. It looks like it's going to be thick as it is every year, and that it'll be very interesting as always. But Dom riding the 8-game winning streak, Potbelly riding the 10-game winning streak. We were off on that. Must have lost his first 2, the double matchup week.
Yeah.
So that said, that's the way that rolls. And anything else for the good of the cause?
Yeah, big shout out to Chris Liano for not having a voice in his own team. Yeah.
I'd like to send a big shout out to my man Ciliano.
Yeah, Chris Liano. Yeah, I mean, like, listen, your brother just got married. I get it. You don't want to rock the boat within the family.
Yes.
But it's a great thing. Not being able to speak up in something you've invested money in.
Yes, cool. I like it.
Cool. Yeah.
So
you are officially the Steve Wozniak of this fantasy football league.
Well done. And that's talking hockey.
Yeah.
And that's how it goes. But that we have some basketball going on. So if you guys are interested in basketball, please reach out. You can get involved in our basketball contest. We have some college hoops coming up, Dom. Our Villanova Wildcats head up to Columbia for a little Friday ball, if we could say, a little Friday ball.
That's your wheelhouse. White on white crime.
White on white crime, man. I love me some white struggling rich kids. So we will be looking to maybe talk a little college hoops and that with some NFL as always, and some fun along the way, which is what it's all about. So, anything else from you, Dom? Or
I'm saying goodnight to the mental manipulator.
Saying goodnight to the mental manipulator. And as always, we thank everybody for tuning in. Anybody want to get involved in DraftKings against the spread, please reach out to us. We'd love to have you. Spread the word, too. If you like what you hear, man, we love the shout-outs. On behalf of the Mayhem, I'm the Metrics. Everybody have a great night. See what I'm doing with the mouse? Picking your nose. Picking your nose with my mouse. I see you giving me the finger. I'm picking your nose with the mouse. And now I'm playing with your balls a little bit. Okay. Look at you.
That was good. That was fun.
That's always fun. That's the best. Great idea.
Oh, Mike and Doc joined.
Mikey Doc was in there?
He was in there.
Ah, see that?
I wish I would have saw that. Yeah. Yeah.